I always go back to the same place. I wish these guys would retire. Honestly, part of my reason that I want them to retire these days more than other days is because they are kind of holding things up for the next wave. They're taking, no one has any money, and they're taking dollars away that would be spent on a Wolfgang Van Halen or The Warning or whoever, Ginger or whoever the next wave is. They are taking some of those dollars away, I guess.
Well, the thing is the promoter, the reason the promoter hires them is because they're almost a guarantee return on investment.
Mm-hmm.
And say let me just put it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Deep Purple coming into Cleveland.
Yeah.
Jack will be there.
Sure. Oh, it'll sell 2,000-3,000 seats, no question.
Well, Wolfie Van Halen coming to Cleveland. Jackal will probably not be there.
No, but there'll be somebody that fills that space, I guess.
So Wolfie is not missing out on dollars that would have been spent on him,
Sure.
but instead on Deep Purple.
On the extreme levels, yes. For the 25-year-olds, they're going to see Wolfie.
Well, I understand, but what I'm trying to say
for the
is
90-year-olds, they're going to go see Deep Purple, right, Jim?
Right, but they're not. Wolfie is not missing out on Jackal dollars because
Jackal dollars, no. But how about that sweet spot in the middle, the 40 to 50-year-old guys?
Yes, but do you think the promoter won't have the money to bring in Wolfie if Wolfie is guaranteed to bring him in?
Not the promoter. I'm not talking about I'm talking about the audience. I'm talking about if a Deep Purple ticket, let's say Deep Purple is playing venue A and
Yes.
Wolfgang Van Halen is playing venue B on the same night.
Right.
Yeah, the old people are going to go, they're going to take their air tanks and they're going to go over to the Deep Purple show.
Yeah.
And then the young guys that like to eat in their 40s, they're going to go to the Wolfgang Van Halen show.
Okay.
The problem is those 40 to 50-year-olds like both bands. They grew up, if nothing else, they grew up playing Smoke on the Water on Garage Band or Guitar Hero or whatever.
Guitar Hero or Garage Band.
Yeah, they played those songs on that. So they like the Deep Purple stuff, but they also like the current stuff. So those guys have to make a decision on their dollars. And where they shouldn't. Because when a band has guys over 80, it's time to retire. That's my point.
So you think that without Deep Purple performing anymore, Wolfgang will get a better audience?
I do think that, yes.
Okay. That's just kind of where I was trying to nail it down here. I was just wondering what your philosophy was.
Yeah,
there.
I think we're, especially with the cost of tickets today being so stupid, I think people are starting to make those decisions. I can go to 2 concerts this year. What are they going to be? Instead of the way we grew up, where it was like, oh, they announced another show. Okay, well, I'll throw another $20 and get another ticket and I'll go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, how many times did you go to 3-4 shows in a week just because it was
easily.
cheap?
Well, when I lived in LA,
yeah,
I probably went to 3 concerts a week easily because number one, there were so many venues.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could go to a big show and a small show. I could go to any one of the club shows, whether it was the Whiskey or the Roxy or the Troubadour or Gazzari's or the Coach House or I could go to the LA Sports Arena or the LA Forum or the Greek Theater or, to see a big show, because there were shows all the time. Right. So you could, if you liked up and coming bands that were playing the smaller clubs, or if you could go to a more established band that were playing the larger sheds or arenas, you could go to several shows a week easily. And I did for quite a while.
Yeah. I mean, I did too. Here, dude, even when I started Music's Bottom Line, I used to go easily 4 nights a week to shows. Easily.
Mhm.
I can remember so many nights that I would leave shows early to go do the metal show on Sunday. I would be at a show down at the Agora or something, and it would get to be about 9:45, and I would just drive over and go to and then be on the radio. You know, I mean, we used to do that all the time, but why did we do that? Because the tickets were cheap.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I can remember seeing, not even that long ago, me and Randy going to see Sebastian Bach for like $12.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't cost $180 for a shit ticket. Didn't cost $500 to see Deep Purple. You know, I mean, the pricing has gotten so crazy now that people are making decisions about who they are and are not going to see. And when they're making those decisions, I truly believe that the old bands are holding it up a little bit. It's one of many reasons that we don't have any breakout next artists. I'm not saying it's the only reason. I'm not saying it's the main reason. The main reason is there's not anybody making really great music. I'll be the first to admit that, but it does cut into it a little bit. And in a time when the new guys cannot get footing, they need every advantage they can get. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
I get you. All right. Interesting take, interesting philosophy.
You don't agree at all?
It's hard to tell. I mean, it's tough to tell anymore.
Sure.
The entertainment industry and the entertainment marketplace is so convoluted these days.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to tell what affects, up and coming bands or newer bands as opposed to the veteran bands that have, been on the stage for 40, 50, and 60 years,
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. I mean, it is hard to I don't think there is a way to tell either. You know what I mean? There's no definitive way to look at it and just say, see, that's costing these guys tickets, or,
right.
It's just I don't know. Goes into my overwhelming theme of 2025. It all sucks. It all sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I see, I see the band under the name of Chicago still out there performing. Yeah. Three of the original members with a cavalcade of revolving door musicians and still going by Chicago, and they're still selling everywhere they go. I mean, I see it, pop up on my Spotify about shows coming near you.
Sure.
And they're still out there playing,
Are you sure that's not Groupon?
No, they're selling. People are still going. I mean, I haven't gone in years only because it's just not the same for me. But regardless, they're still out there performing, and those guys are almost 80 as well.
Yeah, but the people are starting to wise up. More and more people going to see that Leonid and Friends.
Yeah, sure.
People realizing that that's a better Chicago show than Chicago.
True.
And therein lays the other problem. If Chicago, the entity known as Chicago,
right?
If they were smart, they would license that name to Leonid and Friends. They would license it to them and let them go out as Chicago.
Yeah.
Does it matter anymore? I mean, honestly, to you, a super hardcore that knows the names of the guys,
right?
It matters. To us regular folk, if you ask us about Chicago, we can name Peter Cetera. I don't think most people could even name Terry Kath. I really don't think so. I think most people, if you ask them, name 2 guys in Chicago, they'd be just like me. Well, there's Peter Cetera, and then there's, did I say Peter Cetera? They just can't name a second person.
Right.
Never could. And that's a band that's been going, 60 years?
Well, they started in 67.
Yeah, it's almost 55 years. I mean, that's wouldn't it make more sense for them at this point when the audience has to be diminishing? Wouldn't it make more sense for them to, take a piece of the pie, sit home, have fun, enjoy the mass wealth that they had to have made selling 200 million records back when that was a good thing, and let this other band make them money.
Right.
That would make the most sense to me. And every once in a while pop up, hey, look who it is. It's the saxophone guy. He shows up for one show in bullshit Montana or wherever.
Well, the founding drummer, Danny Seraphin, does pop up and play with Leonid periodically.
Yeah. And wouldn't that make sense if it was Chicago? You know, it's weird because I know if you dig back in our own history, 10 or 15 years or so, we, and me specifically, was right here saying, oh, you Kiss, they'll never be able to replace all the members and continue on. That's just a stupid concept. And what am I doing right now? Saying, you know what? That's a pretty good idea. You know, times change, but
yeah. Your sentiments have changed as well.
Yeah. It's just a different time now.